Hey there! So, welcome to this test video for the Morin Khuur. So today we will check a few very high-end Morin Khuur, almost the highest rate of Morin Khuur. So just let me set up that. Okay, that's good. So I have selected 4 instruments according to your budget, according to how they seems to be being. So we'll start with that one. So basically I already made a video yesterday, but somehow it failed to upload or something, so it kind of got corrupted, or I don't know, it's a bit weird. Anyhow, so here is the first instrument. So directly I can say that I would not recommend that instrument. I actually tested that instrument before, but I will mostly use it as a sound reference to make the difference with the other instrument. Why I would not recommend that instrument? Because it has some crack. Actually, there is 2 cracks that are pretty obvious here and here, and also that part of the front is a little bit weird and looks a little bit sensitive. So well, that just to give you a first reference and a first example of the instruments that are in that range. But this definitely is not an option to consider because of the body that seems to be a little bit sensitive and might be already damaged or something, which is a little bit unfortunate. So as usual, we have ebony for the tail, ebony for the fingerboard, and ebony for the core of the peg. So let's hear how it sounds. So basically the sound of this instrument is pretty decent. It's already kind of open. It sounds a little bit metallic, and the balance between the 2 strings, like empty string, the chord and everything, it's kind of fine. Unfortunately, as it's kind of like cracked and broken on that area, I would not recommend that instrument because it's probably gonna break if there is some sudden change of humidity or something like that. So anyway, that was just to use as a reference. So let's check the next one. So here we have the same idea, ebony, ebony, ebony. I can feel that the neck is a little bit sharp, which is, it might be not that comfortable. Also, it's a little bit lighter, so that can be interesting, but usually when it's a little bit heavier, it means that the sound is a little bit stronger. So basically, that's kind of how the wood is looking on this one. The color is a little bit warmer than the previous one. Then the neck is kind of very simple. The head is also kind of simple. So well, let's hear how it sounds. basically the sound on this one is a little bit better than the previous instrument. It's still quite open, but in my opinion, when we start to get in higher octave, the sound start to mute a little bit, start to lose a little bit of its punch. So when I kind of play this urtindo long song part, when I go higher in the octave, the sound start to be like out of breath a little bit. So it's still a little bit better than the previous instrument. In terms of making, things are looking pretty fine. I don't see any massive issue on that instrument. Maybe here there is some little, very minimal spark, like it was sounded a little bit too strong on this area. The wood of the neck is a little bit simple, to be honest. We would want to have a little bit of a better wood for the neck on such expensive instrument. But the sound is pretty good, it's pretty okay. And the box is actually very pretty well. Except for this little over sanding, it's very minimal. We can only see very small dot here. Except for that, well, it's pretty okay instrument. So we're starting pretty nicely on the various instrument, which is good. So now we are seeing another instrument which has an interesting feature, kind of has like this corner straight and this corner like round. So that's a very interesting addition. You can also see that there is this white line. I think it might be bones, pretty sure it's bones. Same here, we have this white line, which is great. Here as well, the making is very nice. It's very soft, the sanding work is really great. Okay, so basically the body is like this. We have a pretty nice wood. The color is also very cool. Sorry. There are a few scratches here on the neck. I very much doubt that you will be able to see, but there is two minimal scratch on the front here, which is a little bit unfortunate, I would say. The wood of the neck is much better than the previous instrument though, and the head is much more worked. As you can see, the mane is really nice. There is the white stripe on the front. The eyes are also painted with blue eyes, which is quite cool. So let's hear how it sounds. definitely we are moving up in quality. The making, it's totally, definitely much better than the previous one. So we are again moving upward in quality. The wood is much better, the finish is much better, the sound is also much better, it's more open, it's a little bit crisp, but I think it might evolve to be a little bit warmer, especially if we tune a little bit lower. So maybe let's try to tune a little bit lower to see. When we tune a little bit lower, the sound gets much warmer, obviously. So it means that you have quite the flexibility with the instrument. You can tune higher a little bit if you want to be more the modern kind of type of playing, and you can go a little bit lower in tuning if you want something a little bit warmer. It reacts really well. So for now, between the three instruments, this one is the best one, definitely best option. So let's check the last one. Maybe it's even better. So now we have this instrument. So now it's kind of like on a bit of a glossy, very well looking finish. The wood is really great. Totally different story. Now it's quite heavy. I can feel the quality directly just by the weight. The wood here, the ebony, is really great. It's so good. The wood of the front is really great. Nice parallel fiber. It's absolutely nice. The neck is very comfortable, very soft. It was oiled as well, which is great. And here also something that is great to note is that the peg, it's not just the core that is in ebony, it's the full peg. So it's not two pieces of wood like the previous instrument. Like here, it's really like the full peg is made of the same piece of wood of ebony, which is awesome. The making of the head is also quite detailed, as you can see. Very nice finish, very clean. So definitely like a super nice piece of craftsmanship. So in terms of making, this instrument is definitely the best of the four. So well, let's see how it sounds, the eye, and so cool. So if you like the color, first in terms of making, this one is like the best of the four. So let's see how it sounds. sound is maybe a little bit noisy. Let's try to change that a little bit. So yeah, maybe the sound is a little bit dry, but let's go a little bit lower in tuning to see how it reacts. So basically, the making of this one is absolutely great, but I think the previous one has a little bit of a kind of more warmth in it. So let me just play it again just to check. So basically, this one also the making is really great. This little corner thing is quite original, quite interesting. Let me just double check, because the sound of this one is definitely the warmer one of all the instruments that we have right now, like the one I just tested. The matte looking is also great, the color is so nice. So there is only like one little scratch here, which is not that bad. I will take a picture and send you just so you can really see in detail better than in the video. That's kind of the only thing that is to be mentioned. So well, that instrument in terms of sound is definitely great. Actually, this I might be able to send it away. I'm not sure exactly why there is this thing, this little scratch here. I might be able to send it away. Anyhow, I will lock this one for you, because that's definitely the warmer sound, the more rich sound of the four. The making is just so great. Maybe just a little bit below that previous one, because here the pegs, the core is in ebony, but the round is not, just painted birch. So that's kind of the only thing that is a little bit below the previous one, but the making of the head is actually better on this one. There is more detail on the main. So I will take a few detailed pictures of this instrument to send to you, so we can discuss, we can talk about it. So I will lock this one for you, and well, we can talk in the chat and see if you agree or not. So well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and see you soon in the chat, and see you soon. Bye bye.